What's going on, everybody? Will Murphy here with Iron Will Fitness. Today I'd like to talk to you about stretching and whether you should do it before your workout. It really depends on what kind of workout you're about to do. If you're about to do martial arts training or something of that nature, then yeah, you might want to hit a couple of stretches, but I would still suggest a dynamic warm-up to go along with those stretches. If it's going to be something like resistance training or like CrossFit or anything like that, I would suggest, stretching after your workout and doing a warm-up, some kind of dynamic warm-up before your workout. If you're going to be squatting, you should be doing like body weight squats before you squat. If you're going to be doing like deadlifts, you should be doing good mornings before you start. Maybe even doing just deadlifts with the bar or a dowel rod or something like that. If you're going to be doing cleans, you should be doing like some kind of dynamic warm-up for that. Like maybe, I hate to say it, but maybe burpees would be best for doing, especially like power cleans or clean and snatch, something like that. It would definitely help out getting all the muscles together and ready to be able to do those movements. If you're going to be doing bench press or something like that, I would suggest that you do some push-ups or maybe just press the bar. If you're going to be doing some kind of pulling exercise like bent over row or something like that, I would suggest maybe doing some pull-ups or inverted rows or something like that to warm yourself up to get ready to do those exercises. I wouldn't suggest stretching before you do resistance exercise, because if you stretch your muscles out before you start using them for contraction with external loads, then you're taking away quite a bit of your own strength, because you're coming in with your muscles already loosened up. As if you stretched some elastic or a rubber band for like a full minute and then tried to wrap it up around something like a stick or something like that. You probably wrap it just as many times as a fresh rubber band, and it would be looser, because you stretched it out some. So it wouldn't be as strong, it wouldn't hold as well, basically, is what I'm saying. And the same to be said for the muscles. Granted, you're not wrapping them around anything, but you are contracting them and pulling them up into a shortening situation. And if they're already extra lengthened, then shortening them is going to be harder, and it's going to take away from your strength. And if you're looking to lift heavy for compound movements or even for just a biceps curl, then you're going to want to keep some of that tension in your muscle and save stretching the tension out for after the workout. I do recommend stretching after your workout because during your workout you've inflamed your muscles and tightened them up, and it would definitely help with range of motion and maintaining mobility to do your stretches after a workout, like a short little yoga flow or something like that, or just straight stretches to the muscles that you had worked during the workout. I hope this helps you out, and I really hope that you have a new thought pattern on whether you should stretch before a workout. If you've been stretching before resistance training, then I'm not saying stop that, but I'm saying you're better off with a warm-up. Train how you want, but I'm just trying to help you out with a little bit of advice. It's if you like stretching before your workout, then that's completely up to you. If you like doing a little bit of cardio, like 5 minutes on the treadmill, then that's totally up for you. But cardio before workout's a discussion for another video, so we'll talk about that later on. And anyways, that's the end of the video. Warm up before you work out, stretch after you work out, and if you want any help or you need anything, you can contact me. You can get a hold of me on Instagram at IronWillPT. You can get a hold of me at Facebook at Iron Will Fitness Training. You can get a hold of me online at ironwillfitnesstraining.com, and you can check my YouTube. Hopefully you'll subscribe to that for tutorial videos for the workouts that I'm about to do here in just a minute. I'll have everything up a little later on. I hope y'all have a great day. I hope y'all have a good workout, and we will see you tomorrow. Peace.
For our beginner overweight obese program today, we're going to be doing 35 minutes of walking or some activity, whether it be going to the gym and walking on the treadmill, or walking around the track, taking a walk at the park, or even going and playing laser tag or taking a swim. Make sure that you get your activity in, make sure that you burn those calories. I hope you have a good workout and a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. To start off our beginner program today, we have the dumbbell Romanian deadlift. To do this movement, you'll need a dumbbell of equal size in each hand. And you'll stand with them right at the side of your hips. You can hang a little bit in front of you, holding your shoulder blades back. Begin this movement by pushing your butt straight back and keeping a straight back until your shoulders are down about the same height as your butt. From there, you're going to reverse the movement and squeeze through your hamstrings and glutes and lift yourself back to the top. And then repeat these steps for reps. You'll have 3 sets of 6 to 10 reps. For our next movement, we're going to switch over to the quads and we're going to hit the leg press. To do this movement, load the weight that you'd like to use onto the leg press. Sit down in the seat. Make sure that the seat is adjusted for your height. And begin by lifting the safety handles and letting the weight come down towards you slowly with control. Make sure that you get enough depth in this movement, so you want your knees to come back by your chest. Once you have reached the low point of the movement, you're going to press through your quads and push the weight back to the top. And then repeat these steps for reps. You'll have 3 sets of 6 to 10 reps for this exercise. Next up, we have the lying leg curl. To do this movement, make sure that the machine is adjusted for your height. Select the weight that you'd like to use and lay down on the bench with your knees right at the edge of the leg pad. Put your feet underneath the ankle pad and then begin by curling your feet up toward your butt. Once you're at the top, squeeze your hamstrings for just a second and then lower slowly with control back to the bottom of the movement, and repeat these steps for reps. We'll have 3 sets of 6 to 10 reps for this exercise. Following that up with the leg extension. To do the leg extension, make sure that the machine is set up properly for your height with your knees directly across from the pivot point and the ankle pad set up so that it sets above your feet but below your shins. Sit down in the seat, put your feet behind the ankle pad, select the weight that you'd like to use, and begin by straightening your legs and squeezing your quads at the top of the movement, and then lower your legs back down to the bottom slowly with control, and repeat these steps for reps. We'll have 3 sets of 6 to 10 reps for this exercise. Moving on to the adductor machine. To do this movement, set up the arms of the machine so that they're wide enough that when you begin the movement, the weight stack won't touch at the bottom. To begin the movement, sit down in the seat and place your knees behind the knee pads, and then begin by squeezing your legs together. Hold for just a second when you're at the front of the movement, and then slowly with control return back to the start of the movement. Repeat these steps for reps, and you'll have 3 sets of 6 to 10 reps for this exercise. To complement the adductor machine, we have the abductor machine. To begin this movement, sit down in the seat with your knees on the insides of the knee pads, and begin by selecting a weight and then spreading your legs out as far as you can, holding for just a second and then returning slowly with control back to the center of the movement. We'll have 3 sets of 6 to 10 reps for this exercise. Our next exercise will be the seated calf raise. To do this movement, you'll sit down on the machine with your balls of your feet on the platform and your knees underneath the knee pad. Make sure that your heels are below the platform and begin by raising your feet up to the top. Your heels should be all the way up and you should be on your tiptoes at the top of the movement. Squeeze your calves for just a second and then lower with control all the way back down until your heels are below the platform, and then repeat these steps for reps. We'll have 4 sets of 15 to 20 reps for this exercise. Before you leave the gym, make sure that you hit 25 minutes of cardio, unless you're leaving the gym to go to the park and do cardio or something like that. You can use any cardio machine in the gym. You can go and box. You can play a sport. You can go play basketball or something. Just really anything to keep your activity up and burn those extra calories at the end of your workout. Hope you had a great workout. Hope you have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. First up for our intermediate program today, we have the barbell deadlift. To begin this movement, load the weight that you'd like to use onto a barbell. Stand in front of the barbell with your feet about hip to shoulder width apart. Reach down on the outsides of your legs and grab the bar. Bring it close to touch your shins. Straighten your back by pulling your shoulder blades back and pushing your butt back as far as you can. Begin the movement by pressing through your legs and keeping your back as upright and straight as possible. Stand all the way up, squeezing your hamstrings and glutes at the top of the movement. Then slowly with control, I want you to return back to the bottom of the movement, making sure to keep the weight close to your legs so that it doesn't feel any heavier than it should. For every inch away from your legs, it supposedly feels like 15 pounds more than it actually is. So make sure it's right up against your legs throughout the movement. Also, I can't stress enough how important it is to keep a straight back throughout this movement. This movement can definitely lead to injury if you perform it with any kind of a jerk or a twist. And you definitely want to pay strict attention to your spine and make sure that it's straight throughout the movement to avoid injury. We'll have 4 sets of 6 to 10 reps for this exercise today. Our next movement is going to be the pull-up. All you'll need to do is jump up and grab the bar. Take a wide grip as if you were using a wide grip lat pull down, and begin by pulling yourself up to the bar so that your chest touches the bar. And then lower yourself back down, slowly with control, and then repeat these steps for reps. You'll have 4 sets of 6 to 10 reps for this exercise. If you can't perform a pull-up, you're more than welcome to use the wide grip lat pull down. It would just be preferable if you could do a pull-up. We definitely want to work on our strength in that way. Next we have the chest supported row. We're doing this movement like this today because we want to make sure that we get the most out of our back training, and having to hold ourselves up in a bent over position kind of takes away from the amount of weight that we could actually use to lift for our back and the amount of attention we can actually pay to our back muscles. To begin this movement, load the weight on that you'd like to use and lay down with your chest on the chest pad. Reach down and get the weight. Lower it down so that your lats spread apart, and then begin by contracting your shoulder blades and pulling your elbows behind you as far as you can. Once you've gone as far back as you can, squeeze for a second and then lower with control back to the start of the movement. Repeat these steps for reps, and we'll have 3 sets of 6 to 10 reps for this exercise. Next up, we have the cable standing high pulley biceps curl, also known as the double biceps curl. For this, you'll stand in between the crossover and the cable tower, and you'll raise the pulleys all the way up to the top. Grab the handles with each hand, step slightly forward so that your elbows stay at your sides, and begin by curling the weight in, bringing your hands toward your ears. Once you've gotten your hands close to your ears, squeeze your bicep as hard as you can, and then slowly with control return to the starting position of the movement. Repeat these steps for reps, and you'll have 3 sets of 6 to 10 reps for this exercise. If your elbows start to drift forward in front of you, lower the weight because the weight is too much. Our next bicep exercise is the spider curl. You can lay over the back of a preacher bench like I'm doing here, or you can lay over an incline bench and do the same thing. As long as your arms hang straight down, it's perfectly fine. Just want your arms to hang straight down and your torso to be immobile so that you can focus strictly on your biceps for this exercise. hanging over your bench, go ahead and hang your arms straight down and begin by curling the weight up as if you're trying to touch your forehead with it. When you're at the top of the movement, squeeze your biceps as hard as you can, and then return slowly with control back to the bottom of the movement with your arms fully straightened. Repeat these steps for reps, and we'll have 3 sets of 6 to 10 reps for this exercise. For our ab movement today, we'll be doing the exercise ball crossover crunch. To do this movement, you'll need an exercise ball. If you don't feel confident that you can lay on top of an exercise ball without it flying out from underneath you, you're more than welcome to use a Bosu half ball. To do this movement, lay back on the ball and stretch your abs as much as you can. And begin by lifting one shoulder blade up and turning your body so that your elbow aims towards your knee on the opposite side. Lay back down and stretch your abs. Lift yourself up the other direction and squeeze at the front of the movement, and then lay back down and stretch your abs, and repeat these steps for reps. You'll have 5 sets of 10 to 15 reps for this exercise. If you feel like that's not enough, then you're not doing it right, because you can squeeze the crap out of your abs and really get more out of it than you think. You don't need as many reps as you usually think if you really pay attention to contracting your abs and your obliques during this movement. You should be able to fatigue yourself pretty quickly. Let's get these reps done. And as always, to finish our workout, we've got 25 minutes of cardio. You can do anything from running on the treadmill like I'm doing here, to going for a run in the park, to riding your bike, to going for a swim. You can do a sport, you can try boxing, you can set up a small circuit. Anything to get the activity up and burn those extra calories at the end of your workout. Let's get it done. I hope you have a great workout and a great day, and we will see you tomorrow.